Welcome to YouTube for Lawyers. My name's Christopher Neufeld of Neufeld Legal. And in this particular video, we're going to discuss how YouTube has effectively become your mechanism to video audition with prospective clients. Now, unlike decades past, where people had no familiarity with the prospective lawyer that they were going to engage and spend considerable sums of money on, and simply almost went on blind faith, some simplistic print advertising and some word of mouth, or maybe the shingle that was outside of the building. Nowadays, people are a lot more judicious and cautious when it comes to selecting legal counsel, especially when they're going to be spending hundreds and thousands of dollars on that particular individual to represent them and to provide them with the best solution possible for their legal challenges, their legal problems. And they're looking for knowledgeable, experienced individuals who they can connect with and they can feel confident about. And so what do? They research, especially when they're going to pay that much money. So sometimes they don't do that much research, but nowadays people do a lot of research. And they do that research because it's a cost-effective mechanism that gives them some assurance and some confidence going into the selection process of who is going to represent them legally. And oftentimes, it's not so much about selecting the best person, but it's really about selecting from the people who actually put themselves forward and allow themselves to be selected by the prospective client. So when you present yourself, you increase the odds of selection to undertake that legal work relative to the other lawyers who are out there. And if the other lawyers aren't doing the video auditioning that YouTube provides, and the clients are looking for this effective video audition, this knowledge interview, before they even speak with yourself in person, one-on-one, well, then you're probably not even going to get the opportunity to do that particular legal work. So you got to think about that now. Do you want to do the video audition, present yourself on YouTube, and be available to those prospective clients that are looking to review who you might be prior to even contacting you directly for the first time? Or do you want to let that opportunity slip by and say, I'll let some other lawyer do that? Hopefully there's no other lawyer, but if there is, that lawyer is potentially going to get the opportunity to represent that individual because they're no longer looking at simply taking some abstract individual off the internet who has some limited engagement and selecting that person. Yes, there's going to be enough people who are going to do that. That number is going to shrink over time because people want to be assured beforehand. They want to make those decisions in advance when they have an opportunity to. So they look to different ways to check out people. Yes, you can have a website. And unfortunately, a lot of the websites and a lot of the Facebook pages and LinkedIn pages are very dry and dreary with standard phrases that really reflect not much that an average client would be wanting to engage with. They can read all those words. And even if they're sophisticated business people, they can read that, but it's impersonal. And they don't even know who's actually writing that. And is that what's really going to sell them? It might have sold them years back. But is it going to sell them today when there's another medium available to them to engage, to assess? And that's the video audition that's possible with a YouTube video. Because with a YouTube video, you get to present your best side forward, but it allows people to do that engagement, to do that assessment in advance of their making that initial contact. And if they're not comfortable with that individual, they're not going to proceed forward. But more often than not, this is what's going to draw them to you. It's going to draw them to your personality, your approach, your experience, your knowledge, your skill set. That is what you need to be achieving through your YouTube video audition. And it can come in many forms. And you don't have to go out there and pretend you're an actor or something like that. You just have to connect with people. You need to provide a connection that works for yourself. And it doesn't even need to be necessarily interactive, full-on action videos that you have to be doing. I've stepped away from that myself to do a lot more videos, to do a lot more informational sessions on YouTube that still presents a veritable video presentation. Because my belief is that people want to come across and see the engagement, to see the imparting of knowledge and interest and experience that is possible by actually speaking to and conversing with your prospective customers and clients. And that's only made possible by actually going on YouTube and doing the videos. Because if you're not doing them, you're not going to allow people to make that assessment, to make that judgment. Because when people do make that judgment, typically when they contact you, they're very much sold on who you are and what you bring to the table. Yes, there's a lot more to it, but to conclude the representation, the engagement aspect of it, you're really close to doing that. You still got to perform afterwards. You still got to make sure this is the right client for yourself. It is the right type of engagement. It is the right type of project. But from the customer's perspective, having gone through and reviewed your website, reviewed your background, reviewed the focus that you're doing, and then having gone through the effective video engagement, the more personal aspect that comes from talking to people, engaging with them on topics that you find of interest, but speaking to the client in your YouTube videos. That is what is so important in this whole process. Because nowadays, people want to be assured. They want to be confident before they pick up the phone, before they send that email and speak with yourself and look to engage with yourself. So you got to take the time and create that video engagement, that audition that you're doing. Because you can't simply say, it's not happening, because it is. I've seen it happen. And you want to be out there correctly. You want people to find you, and they want to come back and say that this is the person they want to engage. They're not looking to engage an actor. They're looking to engage someone who imparts confidence, knowledge, legal skills, and legal experience, and who has a genuine interest in the matter before you, and also has a capability of providing solutions and having demonstrated that interest in tackling these problems and finding solutions. And that's why you need to be developing YouTube videos and creating this video audition that is becoming increasingly more important to attracting and closing the deal with prospective clients, because they are reviewing stuff ever more so before they engage lawyers with whom they know they're putting a considerable part of their life or their business in that individual's hands, that they want to have confidence going into it, and they want to do their own screening and assessment, and hence the value of YouTube videos as a video audition system. Thank you.